Hey y'all, hey. I would say I'm running ragged, but that seems to be the like continual state of affairs around here, so you know. How is everyone doing this evening? I tried clearing my table off some because I've been working on a big project, well, a bigger project today. You guys will see once we get started. I am like glistening for real.
I mean, it's not bad in here.
No, it's just me, baby. Part of it is my sunscreen I put on today. It's a stick, and so it just makes me really shiny. But I'm almost out of my dewdrops, so.
Waiting to hear me.
Are we waiting to hear you? Let me see if we have any connection. Oh wow, I don't even see comments yet.
All right, there we go.
Yes, I do.
Yay, I heard me.
Hey, how are you guys? Looking cool. I know, it actually is not too bad. We've had a lot of moisture, which doesn't always help, but it's actually been a little bit cooler. I think we're in the 90s instead of the hundreds. Right, babe? Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it felt hot this morning.
Well, it was hot this
This
afternoon. Yeah. We were brave enough to leave the house to go grocery shopping. The verdict is still out on how I feel about it. Just saying, I'm happy to have food in the house, but I'm not sure it was worth it. And you guys are going to give me a hard time. This is a finisher-upper project, even though you guys haven't seen me work on it. It is something I'm finishing that I started. Are we ready? I don't know.
Take something out.
Did I take something
There you
out?
go.
Oh, baby, my pants have so much paint on it right now.
No, not paint, just piece of paper.
Oh, yeah, but I mean paint, paper, you know, all of it.
All right.
Goodness gracious. Okay, let's say hi to everybody before we get started.
All right, before we go any further, because you've been running around, you do have a scarf in.
This is on purpose.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
I have been chided in the past.
I know, I did not brush my edges though, so. But I don't, you got, look. I have come as I am now.
That's fine. All right, so on YouTube, we have Jean Higginbotham, Lee Brown, Yolanda Payton-Jones, Cheryl M., Vintage Bandits Mercantile,
Hey, Beth.
Lori West, Denise Shea, let's see. Cheryl M. says, time to stock up on no-cook meals.
I do not
California.
disagree.
Over on Facebook, we have Chris Schmidt, Madonna Frazee Rap. Did you do your vertical camera?
No, I did not. I don't have it set up. It's fine.
You want to go get it? We haven't started, and I can do the hellos.
I mean, I have my other phone right here. I just, I'm not set up to because this camera's going to block that camera's view. Like, I have to be really purposeful about it.
You have a second mount?
Somewhere.
You don't have a second mount? The one
I
that you
do.
take with?
I just don't know where it is because I think that's when the kids don't have it, but I don't know where it is. Let me see, babe. Because I did tell you to like encourage me to do this.
Yeah.
So let me see if
Yeah,
I
if you
can
put
make it happen.
there, you're okay because you're not blocking the camera,
Okay.
the lenses. You just have to come down a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a wee bit.
All right, so continuing on, we have Lee Brown on Facebook as well from Santa Barbara. Beverly Skeens, who's on her knees painting bathroom cabinets.
Hi, Beverly. I have been meaning to get you a written thank you note, and I have been awful. If my grandmother was here, she would pinch me. for that beautiful dress that you sent for the grandbaby. I really do appreciate it.
Sandra Woodham from Leeds, the UK. Greatest live album ever, which actually isn't.
Which actually isn't.
Well, no, it's the greatest live album ever. The Who
Okay.
Live at Leeds is by far and away
The best
ever
ever.
live album. However, I believe the recording that they used,
Uh-huh. Oh,
So-
was not live.
no, was not at Leeds.
Oh.
The Leeds recording got all screwed up, so I think they used the one from Hull.
I see.
Or it's the opposite. It was supposed to be live at Hull, and Hull got screwed up, so they used Leeds. Doesn't matter. It's still a great album. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis. Samantha Brown says it's a cold, sunny winter's day in Australia.
Oh, I know, in Australia.
Yeah, it should be peak winter. Celestine Todd, excuse me.
Yes.
Denise Koviak Leonard says hello from Redeemed in Manistee, Northern Michigan. The AC is off.
The AC is off. Oh, girl, no.
Vicky Valdez Green, Colleen Kolbialka from
Hey,
Winnipeg.
Colleen, how are you?
Grace Jennings, we're going really international today. Grace Jennings, Pamela Crossman from cool Michigan to hot Arizona. Sue Hartman, Stephanie Devine, Memory Williams, Annika Blomberg from Sweden.
Hello.
I hope I'm pronouncing your first name correct. Anika, I hope that's it. Tony Baldessero Webb, found you on the correct day.
Yes.
And Karen Moyer.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, and we got one more on YouTube. Lynn Rand from outside of St. Louis.
Hello.
Oh, and Cheryl Lynn, who's I'm now saying is officially the singer from the 70s.
And you're just calling it.
I just need her to be
Okay.
real.
To be real, you got to be real. Okay, so, hi, how y'all doing? For anyone who's new, my name is Royce Hunt Bell. The voice you hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell, and together we make up Roycycled Treasures. We meet here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do a lot of chatting, and we do a lot of crafting, and I never know what my husband's going to talk about, so we don't know what's going to happen. And if you are someone who prefers more like succinct tutorials, you can find them on my YouTube channel. But we're live here every Sunday though.
Alyssa Bricker Visithen says that it's her husband's 27th wedding anniversary.
It's her husband's anniversary.
That's what she said. Please wish my husband Jim a happy 27th wedding anniversary.
So it's not yours? I'm sorry, that's just too funny.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'm going to show you guys my project. Is that where we're going to start? Are we ready to dive in?
All right. Well, no, we need to address the elephant in the room because I've seen a couple of posts.
Yes.
What's happening with the stencils?
Oh, the stencils. So you guys, okay, let me go back.
Because there have been a few posts about that.
I know. You guys, last time we did Stencil Lab, my retailers did not have stencils in hand. So this year I'm trying to be very deliberate, right? I have the stencils here. They will be going out to my retailers this week, and I will be showing you guys the stencils on Friday, and then the class is on Wednesday. So you guys will have time to order the stencils, and I know that sometimes students prefer to work along with us when we do courses, but Lexi and I are going to be doing a 3-hour live. It's going to be a lot. I don't think anyone's going to be able to do all the activities that we're going to do in that time frame, but you guys will have access to the replays for 30 days. And if you upgrade to VIP, it'll be on your dashboard for a year. So you guys will have plenty of time to get the stencils and to do the projects, because I know my 2 projects are it's not something you can do in one setting. So, and Lexi's they're beautiful. You guys have probably already seen some sneak peeks, and some of the stuff that we're putting out already are beautiful. But don't be stressed out if you don't have everything right when class starts, because honestly, you're probably going to need time to do all of the activities anyways. So this is the second time that Lexi and I are tag teaming on a class. I'm really excited about these stencils, you guys. Like, I did a project yesterday, no, Saturday. Yesterday was Saturday. I did a project, I think it was Friday I did a project, and I love the way it came out. I'm super excited about it, and I'm like, Lexi has made some stunning things already using the stencils. My heart around making them is to enable you guys to create beautiful art for yourselves, and these stencils are going to like help you do that. So I'm excited. So you guys be looking out. If you look at the material for the class really closely, you'll get some sneak peeks of the stencils, but you guys will get to see all of them on Friday. And since we're talking about the stencils, Lexi and I will be live together on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be talking about the Stencil Lab course. You guys can ask questions about the course, or you guys can ask, the last time we did an interview together, people asked like random questions. They weren't just about the course. So I hope you guys are able to join us for the interview. It's not really an interview. It's more like Lexi and I are hanging out, chatting, and you guys can hang out with us. And that'll be on the Roycycled Facebook page and on YouTube. So, but for tonight's project, you guys, so you guys see these 3 typewriter tables right here? This is like the back of my shop, and you guys can see I have a lot of projects that need to be done. So the one typewriter table that's missing a top is the one that we're working on tonight. I'm going to be decoupaging a top for that because okay, I'm messing up here, you guys. Hold on.
So while Royce is doing that, if you do hashtag, this is only on Facebook, hashtag Stencil Lab, all one word, STENCILLAB, that will send you all the information about the class.
Yes. And so the reason, you guys are probably wondering, why am I covering wood with wood paper? But the wood for this project, it was, well, obviously, it's been through some stuff. I've already clear coated it with some Rust-Oleum so that hopefully I don't get any bleed through. If I would have been thinking to do it ahead of time, I would have primed it. But if this were a solid wood top, I would have just sanded it down, but it's not. It's furniture grade plywood, but it's still plywood, right? So if I sand this down, I'm just gonna burn through this top layer. And so I felt like decoupage was the best option to address this. And so this is one of the things about decoupage that we love, right? Is that when we're upcycling used furniture pieces, decoupage does give us the opportunity to rehab something, even if it looks like it's past rehabilitation. So I feel like I need to move my camera up some. I'm gonna move you guys up just a little bit.
While you're doing that, if you're on Facebook, please comment, share, hit an emoji. All that interaction just helps the page and makes sure that you get the notifications when Royce is live. Yeah, you're supposed to.
I know.
But let's be realistic.
So there's 2 ways you guys can do it too. You guys can you can sign up for to receive texts. So I send out a text alert. Or you guys can join my channel on Roycycled Facebook page. If you join my channel, I'll be sending out alerts on there too.
Yes, so. I got the messenger.
Yes, you'll get like a message.
If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up. It would help if you subscribe. If you hit the bell, you can customize your announcements. I don't like to get notifications pretty much on anything.
Pretty much on anything.
But I do for your YouTube. It's the only YouTube channel that I subscribe to that I get notifications.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get them on the Wildfire app.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of need it for that for work. Because we got lots of fires all around us.
Yeah. So this is a typewriter table, you guys. So you know you have your main part, and then you have your 2 leaves on the side, right? So I want to decoupage all of these pieces, and I'd like for the top to look like it's like one big piece. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but the crate collage paper, it's an imperfect repeat, meaning I couldn't, because of the way the paper is trimmed, I don't have complete control, so I can't say it's a perfect repeat, but it is pretty close. And so on this piece, when I do the other piece that goes here, I'll be able to start with this piece and it'll look like it's continuing, because it's close enough to where the repeat kind of repeats, but it's just not perfect. And it's just because I don't have control over the trimming. But if I do my other side, it'll look like it's a continuation of this paper. So I'm gonna start on this ledge, which is gonna leave me, I believe, enough paper on the other ledge to cover the other side. I should double check that, huh? I'm making plans over here. Barely enough, but it'll leave me enough to cover the other leaf, and then I'll use another piece of paper for this leaf.
Joan Volkman says the view of your stash looks like her whole basement and garage.
Oh my gosh.
And trailer.
So.
Okay, her whole house.
I know. I am with you. And you guys know what? So I am going to start a new endeavor because, you know, I don't have enough to do. So, but we have so much stuff and I'm just not going to get to all of it. And so, oh man, did I not do the right whatnot? Oh yeah, this is it. So I'm going to be doing auctions on Whatnot. We're going to start on Friday.
Yeah.
David's going to be the auctioneer though, so he's going to be the star of that show, but I'll be there. We'll see what happens. We don't know what we're going to do, y'all. But if you guys are interested in Whatnot, you can download the app and look for Roycycled, or if you guys are on YouTube, you can just click the QR code, and you can follow me on Whatnot. And our first auction is going to be Friday. It's going to be Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Because I have too much stuff, y'all. I have way too much stuff.
So, well, yes. So this is, what did we call it?
Pickers. I think we call it the Pickers Paradise or something.
That's it, Pickers Paradise or something like that?
Yes.
So this is basically stuff to make stuff with, although there'll be a few completed things in there.
Yeah, some of the things I complete on my lives, we're just going to just auction them because, I don't know, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But,
so if you want to join us, and if you just want to hang out, just hang out.
Yeah, that too. Because you guys, I've given David, how do you say it, carte blanche?
Yes.
I've given David the freedom to do whatever he wants over there, so I don't know what's going to happen. Not that he needs me to give him the freedom, but y'all know what I'm saying. So we'll see what happens.
All right, let's see. I got a couple of questions. Oh, Chris Schmidt, can't wait for 3 hours with you and Lexi. Tons of information, tips, and hilarity.
Yes. And I'm excited because, so some of you took Stencil Lab 101, and we're going to have different things for this one. Like, legitimately, there'll be different techniques. Obviously, there'll be different stencils, but I'm excited about the projects that we have lined up because they're not going to be like typical kind of projects.
I don't know, just watching Lexi alone is worth it to me.
Oh, I'm not worth it?
She's just a brilliant artist.
She is.
She really is.
I'm not worth it, baby? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're here every Sunday. You know, this is a chance for them to dive in on Lexi. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all see how he treats me? Y'all heard him, right? Y'all heard him.
Eileen Lisa says, can you decoupage over a laminate surface?
You sure can. If it's super shiny, Eileen, then take like a low grit sanding pad, like a 220 or a 300, and kind of sand over your surface to give it a little tooth. If you're still concerned about adhesion, about your paint sticking, then you may want to go over with like a primer, a binding primer, and then you can decoupage right over the top, because the only difference with the laminate is that the surface is so smooth.
Christy Wittenberg, David, do you use Watch Duty app for fires or something else? Yes, I use the Watch Duty app. It's actually really, really good. The only downside is, because I'm a cheap guy, I was going to say something else. I'm using the free version, and you can only select 4 counties
Well, I
in
mean,
America.
do you need to watch more than 4 counties?
Well, we're close enough to New Mexico. I keep an eye on
Oh,
the western counties there,
yeah.
just to keep an eye on in case something crosses over.
But I mean, the average person, though, like,
So I'm Graham, Greenlee, Gila, and Cochise. So, but I mean, technically you can blow it out. I could see any fire I want,
yeah.
but
You
I don't
just won't
get
get
alerts for those. But yes, I do it, and sadly, I get alerts like every 15 minutes right
I
now.
know, we were driving home. Well, we got alerts. Well, that was for the storms,
No, that was
though.
for the thunderstorm. I get
Oh,
that
okay.
too. But yeah, we got a lot of fires going right now. Let's see. Lisa Vansil says it's been a long time,
Hey, Lisa. Lisa's been trotting all over the place.
and she
She's
says
been traveling.
I want the crate paper. Ari Sanchez says, how long is this live?
We don't know.
So
Hey,
It'll be at
Ari
least-
Nana.
it's either going to be an hour or an hour and a half, Ari Nana. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis, what is Whatnot?
You know what? I will tell you, it is the devil. That's what it is. No, I'm just kidding. Whatnot is an app, and you can go on there, and people are having auctions for like anything you can imagine. And so you can follow certain people on Whatnot. And like I follow Bree, I want to say from Bree's Creation, Sammy from Unicorn, is it Unicorn Dust? She's a retailer. I should know her. I don't know why I always forget her business name. But there are people over there, they shop like the Goodwill bins, or they just go to estate sales and they sell and they auction stuff. So like, I went over there the other day just to be nosy, and I ended up spending like money.
Oh, do new followers get that bonus?
They
or was
do.
that a limited time?
No, so I will be able to put that up. I just didn't. I have to do my first show before I get that link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So next week I'll be able to put up a link where they can get $15 to shop with. But I have to do my first show
And it's
first.
not like you get $15 if you spend $15. You just get $15.
Yeah, you can spend it with anybody.
Right.
I mean, because I got mine from Sammy, and I ended up spending it with Bree because when I went on, she was having an auction. So, and I want to make ours
But
like
it's not one
fun.
of those where you spend 100, you get 25 deals.
No.
No. You just get this.
You just get $15.
Now, it's teasing you because you get that, and then you're going, ooh, but I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And you end up spending more.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like going to a casino.
So for me, this is my whole thing. Like, we have stuff like, so I will get an idea, you guys, and poor George will build multiples because I swear that I'm going to just make all the things. But I don't. It's like I get an idea, and once I go through the exercise of creating it, like I'm done. So I have these candlesticks. I made one set for the house, and I love them, but I'm not going to make any more. So I have like 2 more sets of candlesticks. I mean, so for me, it just makes sense because I'm going to be selling, I obviously don't know how to work this anymore because I'm having problems tonight. Because I'm going to be selling stuff like that. Or like last week, you guys, we made the box. Let me see if I can find a photo of it. Even though David harassed me because it wasn't technically like an unfinished project. But last week we made this box, right? And I made this, we built that box using stuff out of our scrap wood pile. We built those tags that we use out of our scrap wood from an old fence panel that we took down. Even the feet were just old pieces from old spindles. And we do so much repurposing that we have like tons of stuff that we've already prepped. And so a lot of what will be for sale will be that kind of stuff. And then of course there'll be some finished stuff from my lives too. And we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how well those do.
Unicorn Dust Designs.
Yes, thank you. Unicorn Dust
Joan
Designs.
Volkman, thank you. Who also said her phone is old and not enough storage space, so she doesn't think she can download the Whatnot app. Okay.
I feel your pain, girl. Not even because my phone is old, but just because I just have way too much stuff on my phone.
However, Lisa Tomzak said, I just signed up today for Whatnot. She's already hooked.
It is. If you live, like, let's say, I know sometimes um, you guys might ask me, like, do you guys make those, like the stockings? I did end up selling them on my website because we made too many, the way we always do. If you don't have access to like power tools, or maybe you don't get to go picking and you want to find stuff, I get to go picking, you guys, but I found stuff that I don't find when I go picking, so I still bought some stuff. But it's super fun. And we've committed to the next 4 Fridays, I think we said.
Yeah, we're going to commit to the first 4 Fridays.
The first 4 Fridays, and just kind of see how it goes.
All right, let me ask everybody, because we were discussing this. Would you or your significant other be interested in my world? So we talked about me selling some of my comics that I don't particularly care for anymore or want.
Or that you have duplicates
Or that I have
of.
many duplicates of.
I know. I was like thinking you were going to say like 1 or 2 duplicates. You're like, no, I bought 40 comics and 30 of them were duplicates.
Well, you know, you get them on the cheap. You buy it by the batch.
I know.
You know, so
I was just laughing at the number.
I got a lot of duplicates, or some action figures, that sort of thing.
Yes. If you're new and you're wondering what I'm doing, I always paint white before I decoupage, even if I'm using darker paper, because I feel like it just makes the art show more if you have a nice clean background. And even if you're using a darker design, you may still have some lighter elements in the design. And so by painting a whiter background, those elements pop out even more. Sorry, go ahead, babe.
Let's see, we have somebody new to the group, Carol Fowler from Southern California.
Hey, Carol. My favorite Kim teacher's name was Mr. Fowler in high school. I would say he wasn't my favorite teacher, but I liked Mr. Fowler. Of course, I was a nerd too, but.
Lisa Vansel
I still
says
got
she's
some
going to
bleed
get
through.
even broker. Angie Champagne says whatnot is fun.
It's fun.
And Lisa Tomzak says because she does not have any thrift stores near her, whatnot is great for her.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So she wants to know when the show is on whatnot. It's going to start Friday.
Yeah, we will start Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the next 4 Fridays, you guys.
Let's see how it goes.
And
Cool
yeah.
thing is, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell.
Yeah.
I like it better than eBay for 2 reasons. One,
It's live.
Yeah, live and interactive.
Yes.
So we can just talk, we can joke, we can do whatever we want. That's fine. The second thing is, if you're buying, you're going to get it.
Yes.
Because
We have to ship it out within 2 days.
Yeah, they are strict. You sold it for this price, that's the deal.
Yeah.
eBay's had a lot of sellers recently as a lot of collectibles markets are contracting,
Mm-hmm.
where they go, yeah, I'm withdrawing the sale. After it's done.
After you've already bought
And
it.
it's like, well, it's not my fault you didn't get as much money as you wanted.
I know, that's why you put a minimum bid on.
Yeah, so I like that. I like it because...
And our prices will be thrift store prices.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you all the truth. I have the little collection that I just shown was just not even... There's so much more.
So
There is so much more.
So that's why I like this one. I just like it because it really is fair to the buyer. You don't want it, don't bid.
Yeah.
You know, it's that simple. But once the time ends, and it is a
Yeah.
limited time, it's what, 20 seconds or 30 seconds?
30 seconds. And the computer does it too. So I feel
Yeah.
like it's more, like sometimes when you do live auctions on Facebook, the seller's feed is different from your feed and you think you're the one who bid last. But like on here, there's one feed, right? And the system is counting down at 30 seconds. And whoever has the highest bid in 30 seconds, they get it automatically.
So we do an auction on my radio program every year for our local library. The Friends of the Library hold the auction. We host it on my station, on my show, and we have 3 stations in our radio group, and we host it simultaneously on 2.
Yeah.
So Reed's live, I'm live, we're doing it. I gotta tell you, because we're raising money for a nonprofit for our library,
Lisa.
there have been times where it's like, okay, that auction's closed. Somebody will call in like 10 minutes later. Can I still bid? And people are like, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you can
Lord.
sit there." And I'm the one sitting there going, no,
No,
we
you
closed
can't do that. It's
We
closed.
closed it. We can't do that. That's
Maybe
not
you
fair.
guys could use Whatnot for your next bid.
But everybody wants to do more for the library.
I know.
You know, it's a good,
But it's not fair to the person
but
who
it's not
bid and
fair.
won it.
So I
though.
have to be the bad guy.
You guys see I'm getting some bleed through right here because I'm breaking the rules again. I did not prime this. And so I'm going to tell you guys, I know you guys are tired of hearing this, but if you are priming because you don't want to have to deal with bleed through, which when we're upcycling really old stuff, there's a really big chance that you'll be dealing with either old stains. I'm thinking this is an old water stain, or you could just be dealing with the oils from the wood, right? The best way to block tannins or stains when you're repurposing furniture is to use a stain blocking primer. If you're using primer for stain blocking purposes, you want to put on a layer and you want to leave it for like 3 hours. If you still see bleed through, it doesn't mean the primer isn't working. It just means that you need to put another layer of primer. And you may have to put up to 3 depending on how badly the wood is bleeding. And I know someone's going to ask me about shellac. You can use shellac. I cannot use shellac. Right now, honestly, I sprayed this with some clear Rust-Oleum.
Oh yeah, and I can smell it.
And the fumes are, the fumes are getting to me a little bit. So shellac, I just cannot. I tried to use shellac one time. I thought I was going to pass out. So that's just my personal preference, is just to use a water-based primer because you don't have to deal with the high VOCs and the odors, but it does a good job if you use it correctly. Okay, baby, I'm sorry. Carry on.
Okay, Denise Rodriguez says hello from New York, Roosevelt Island.
Hello, Denise.
Sandra Brown from Seattle. Ed Ragland is watching just down the
Hey,
street.
Mr. Ragland, how are you? I was talking about you today.
We were.
Mr. Ragland is so awesome. He has been, so our grade schools have a basketball program, and it's like a full-on program. They have games every Saturday.
Well,
the
no,
high schoolers.
It's not a grade. It's for grade school kids, but it's not a grade school program.
No, I mean, it's for grade school kids.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah, 4th and 5th graders, I think. Is it include 3rd graders too?
I'm not sure.
I believe it's 4th and 5th graders, so they can start, training and stuff early if they want to play basketball. And then I think it's really cool that he hires the high school kids to be the refs at the games.
The kids on the high school team, yeah.
Yeah, the kids on the high school basketball team get to be the referees. And so it's just really, really good for the kids. Mr. Ragland has been doing it for like 30 years, I think. 40? A long time. I think it's 40 years. I mean, uniforms, picking teams, recruiting coaches, having the gym open every morning, like all the things. And so we really appreciate you, Mr. Ragland, because both of my boys participated in the program as grade schoolers and also when they were in high school as referees.
Angie Champagne says, are you already set up on Whatnot? Do you have pictures yet?
I don't have pictures yet, Angie. I've set up my account and we scheduled our things, but I have to decide what I'm going to put on when, and I want to get everything out and get it all cleaned up. So I'm going to be working on getting pictures up. Probably by Wednesday, I'll have photos up of what's going to be auctioned off. Because, I mean, the reality is it can't be big stuff. I mean, it can, but I'm not going to try big stuff. We're going to do smaller things.
Yeah, because the buyer does pay for the shipping.
Yeah, but the shipping on Whatnot is really good, though. Like, if you have a package and it's smaller than 12 cubic inches and less than 1 pound, then you pay 8 something. But like if you're on a bid and you bid like for 4 things and they can all fit in that same box, your shipping is still only $8 and something.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the way that they have it set up, and it's actually their shipping, and because they're so huge, they're able to negotiate for really, really good rates. So the shipping, I think, is really good.
Yeah, it's a neat program. Once the auction is over, it prints the labels for you and
Yes.
calculates the shipping.
Yeah.
It's not like Royce has to do any of that. Let's see. Jim Visithan says if you stop the project that you're working on right now, he could do it.
That's good. Isn't that good?
That means he could paint white on a piece of
Oh, I thought he meant he's been watching long enough that he could like decoupage it.
No. He's saying
He could do it.
Yeah. Colleen Kobialka, is what not available in Canada? Yes, it is available in Canada. It's available in the UK. It's available in Australia.
It's new to the UK. I know that because
Yep.
when we did our call, they were saying they were happy.
Basically the Commonwealth nations.
Yeah.
But yes, it is. Now, it's cheaper shipping if you buy from a Canadian seller.
Obviously.
But yes, you can.
So you guys, I got paint right here where I don't really want paint. And so the super easy way to kind of deal with that is just to sand it off. That's the way I do it.
Dreamy Cat Studio, David, my brother-in-law likes horror characters and toys. If you have any of those, those were the ones I didn't like.
You didn't like the horror?
Yeah, I hate to say it, I don't have any. I might have a Swamp Thing somewhere, maybe that one.
But that's not a real horror though,
Not
is
really.
it?
Cheryl M., do you have a favorite stain blocker?
I personally, and just being completely transparent, I do also carry Wise Owl, but Wise Owl primer is really good, legitimately, not just because I carry it. I know that there are retailers who carry other paints, and they still carry Wise Owl primer because it is such a good stain blocking primer. And if I had thought in advance, I would have done a coat of stain blocking primer, but I did not.
Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis, I saw someone use Mod Podge or varnish as a wood tannin blocker. Does that really work?
I legitimately, before we came on, I sprayed this with some Rust-Oleum, the clear spray paint, and this still bled through. So I guess if it's just a little bit, it might work, but I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know, because it's still a water-based product. Because what's happening is the water-based product is actually pulling it through, right? And Mod Podge is still a water-based product. So I imagine you'd have the same result.
Joan Volkman, I wonder if my grandson would like to read the old comic books. He's probably never seen one. I'll be honest, many of the ones that I have that I'm going to be selling are from the 70s and a few from the 80s. So we're talking about 50 years old. Now to us, I say 70s and I go, well, that was just a little while back. And then I have to go, oh, wait a minute. No, that was literally 50 years ago.
Right? You guys, I used to listen to the grown folks talk about how time passed so fast. And I'd be like, psh, whatever. Like, you guys are crazy. No. The older you get, the faster it goes. It's crazy.
It was just the blink of an eye when I was buying these books off the rack in a drugstore around the corner from my house.
Yeah. And now you blinked, you slept.
50 years. Sweet mother of pearl.
I should have saved that brush for my clear coat. Let me see if I have another bigger brush. I'm so used to working on smalls, I don't have any kind of bigger brushes here in my area.
Oh, Amy Waters says DIY Salvation Solution is an amazing stain blocking primer.
Okay, I'll have to try it.
All right.
I'm open to trying it.
Robin Talaski's checking in from Canada as well.
Hey, Robin.
We are going full on. It's because the Olympics are coming up right now.
Is that what it is?
I guess that's what it is.
Okay, y'all. I'm like trying to clean up as I go because it's a mess around here.
Any UK listeners right now planning to pop over to Paris? Or is it just going to be too crazy and...
It's probably crazy because Paris is pretty compact, right?
Yeah, but most of that stuff is going to be in the suburbs.
Oh, okay.
Because it has to be. That's how the LA Olympics were.
Yeah, there's no way that they could do it in the city.
You just really can't do a ton downtown. I'm just curious because, that's just, take a ride through the channel. I'm just curious.
I've been making samples in the house with the new stencils, and so all my stuff is in the house. Hold on, I have some varnish over here, though, I think. Or maybe I have some 1-hour enamel. Entertain the people while I run away a bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm coming right here.
Yeah, I know. They can still hear you.
Oh, that's right.
So don't do like Damar and burp. Our grandson is fascinated by the expulsion of gas right now.
Yes.
But he's 5.
Well, I don't know, baby. You seem like you're having a lot of fun with it, too.
I am, too, because it's... It's a guy thing. Things coming out of our bodies is funny.
Oh, there's barely any in here.
He was cracking himself up by doing the raspberry, the fluff sound,
Yes.
but interrupting himself while he was singing.
Yes. You know, it's good when you can crack yourself up, though.
It really is. Sometimes the jokes are just for me.
Yes.
That's what I say. Angie Champagne says her brother and his wife are attending track and field with a tour group. That'll be cool. I'll be honest, I think as I've gotten older, I like track and field the best out of Olympics.
I like gymnastics first and then track and field.
I used to be a basketball and boxing guy. I used to love watching boxing. And I think I still prefer boxing to MMA. MMA is just a little too rough. But I'm really appreciating track and field more as I got. Actually, once I became a sports writer, I started to appreciate track and field a little bit more.
I am so fired. I'm firing myself.
Or as they say in Europe, athletics.
Is it athletics? And I have, so you can use, like if you have soft gel, you can use it, but this is a gloss. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to have to run in the house.
Kathleen O'Brien Hoover, so a guy thing. What is it with bodily functions that they find hilarious? I don't know. I can't explain it.
Because it's
just
gross.
Funny. It is truly just. All right, Royce isn't here, so I'm going to tell this story. So we're in college, my roommate and I, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, we both were gassy. And one of us released a little gas, then the other one, and it became a competition who could the longest and the loudest. We went back and forth, I think 3 or 4 times, when the dorm resident advisor, the RA, who was a woman, used her key to open the door and said, "We can hear you idiots outside. You're disgusting." I think we laughed for a half an hour. I can't explain it. It's a guy thing. So there you go. Shane Sellers, Whatnot. Yes, we'll be auctioning things off on Whatnot, starting this Friday at 5 p.m. Lisa Vansel says she's a retired hockey mom. 2 girls, defense and goalie.
Really?
Hey, I love me some goalies. That's what I played.
Okay, so we're going to make this a teachable moment, I guess. So Wise Owl Matte Varnish is my absolute favorite. It's a really strong product, but for a tabletop, it really is better to use a satin or a gloss varnish, because in order for them to make this matte, they have to put like little particulates in here that disrupt the finish. So when we see something that's glossy, it's not really the thing that's glossy, it's the way we perceive it that's glossy. So because it's really smooth and light is bouncing off of it a lot, we perceive it as being glossy. So a matte finish is going to have a lot of particulates on the surface, and a satin is going to have less than the matte but more than a gloss, and the gloss won't have any. And because the gloss doesn't have any particulates in it, it's actually stronger than the satin, and the satin is going to be stronger than the matte. So I'm going to go ahead and decoupage with the satin varnish, and I'll seal with the satin, and then I'll do my last coat with the matte so I get the finish that I want. Sorry. Whew, I was running. I need to submit some orders, man. I'm like running out of stuff. I'm not used to that.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And you'll find, you guys, if you're using a matte product, make sure that you shake it up. Well, you shouldn't shake it. Make sure that you stir it up really well every time you use it. Because if you don't, what will happen is your mattifiers will just settle down to the bottom. And then when you get to the bottom of your container, you'll end up with something and you'll put it on a dark finish and you will be upset because it's cloudy. But the reason why it looks cloudy is because you have really a high concentration of mattifiers in your product. So when you're using your matte sealers, make sure you stir them really, really, really well. Should I use 1-hour enamel? I'll save my OHE for another product. I like using 1-hour enamel when I'm using transfers because the transfers adhere so well. They adhere well to the varnish too, but they really do love the 1-hour enamel, and I think it's because it's a self-leveling product, and so it levels out super smooth. But I'm going to use the varnish, and I'll start with the satin. And I guess I need to order supplies because those two are fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put my brush in some water. Tammy, oh my gosh, I never remember people's business pages, and that's terrible. Tammy from whose name I can't remember her business page. She posted if we clean our brushes, and my question was, does soaking them in a jar count? Because if it does, yes, I clean my brushes. But if that doesn't count, probably not.
So our small business development center, which is based at our community college here. Mm-hmm. By the way, if you have a shop, a small business, if you're online, if you're set up at events, doesn't matter. I really recommend go to your small business development center. It's free. And they can help you with your business, you know, develop business plans, that sort of thing, give you tips.
I want to give you a tip.
Yes.
Not all of them are free.
Really?
Really. We're blessed here because ours is in the college.
I thought the Small Business Administration was always free.
It's not. Some of the, like here, more is free than in other places.
Oh, wow.
I had the SBA come talk to the retailers when we had the retreat here.
Right.
And when I circled back to some of the retailers, they were saying, yeah, in their area, some of the counseling and stuff wasn't free.
Well,
but it may be.
Check on it.
Yes.
So anyway, they did a thing where they invited young. All right. So last year, Royce did a thing called Moonshot. And you won the local.
Yes.
You didn't win the statewide, but you won the local.
Yes.
And it's basically like Shark Tank. Come, pitch your business, but instead of selling shares in your business, they just give you money.
Yes.
So.
They just give you money.
But it wasn't for everybody. Not everybody got it. It was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, the first,
second, third.
And third, I think. Yeah, first to third.
So you won locally. Then they did a statewide competition, and you didn't win in that. So they said, well, why don't we do that for young people, for high schoolers?
Yeah, which I
for
thought
high
was
schoolers
really
who are
cool.
thinking about maybe do you want to do a business. So they did that this year for high school. The reason I'm saying all this is one of the kids, they didn't win. By the way, the first place got $1,000.
I know, they got almost as much as the grown folks did.
Yeah. And it's just flat out, here's $1,000. It's not like $1,000 you have to start a business.
Yeah.
Just, hey, that was really good what you did. Here's $1,000.
Was it the DECA students, baby, or was it just...
Anybody could.
Oh, okay.
So our local...
Oh, yeah, that's right, because the girl who won was from Nogales, right?
From Nogales, because her aunt lives here, and her aunt just went through a dream builder.
Yeah.
That's how she knew about it. So anyway, one of the kids in it, her business was a filtration system for the water that artists use for their brushes.
Oh, really?
To try and make it more ecologically sound.
Because if you're using acrylic paint, it's an ongoing conversation because you can't just
dump it.
No.
So that was one of her. So it was a long story to get to. This one kid. This one kid realized it's an issue.
Yes.
So.
And I always like to trim my paper, you guys, because I don't want to be. I feel like sometimes when you don't get the result that you want, it's because you're fighting with the paper, right? I don't want to fight with unnecessary parts of the paper. So I like to trim mine. Generally, I'll leave like 1/4 of an inch all the way around. I've trimmed this one really, really close because I'm trying to make sure that I have enough paper for the other leaf that I still have to decoupage. And I know that when I spray my paper, it's going to stretch some, and then I'm going to get coverage.
Lee says she has utilized the SBA, and it has been wonderful for her, so good. Lisa Vancil, I put some of my brushes in Murphy soap for a long time. Sometimes evaporation happens.
Yes, it does, Lisa.
Dreaming Cat Studio, just logged into Whatnot for the first time. It's nerve-wracking.
Oh.
That must mean you want everything that's being offered.
I know.
I get that.
And you can follow certain people. You can bookmark, like if you go into Whatnot, you'll see that mine is already scheduled. And so you can just bookmark it. That way you'll get alerted when we go live inside of the app.
One of my coworkers uses it. He sells sports cards.
Oh, Lee?
Yeah. And he says it's fine. It sells, it sells. If it doesn't, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he said the big thing is you got to turn around and you got to ship.
Yes, that's
Right
why
away.
we're going to do Friday. We can ship on Saturday. I just figured that's
Yep.
why. Because we're going to be we're at the warehouse a lot of Saturdays anyways because we're folding paper. So. And we haven't done a large scale project together in a long time. That's another reason why I wanted to do this one. And so to me, the biggest thing, but the biggest challenge about doing a large scale project is keeping control of your paper, right? Because if you can do that, then the rest is easy. So even though this is a larger project, I'm still going to take the same steps that I do with the smaller projects, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging, right? Because it's a larger project. And so I'm going to hold my paper up like this. I'm always super careful not to pull my paper back past where it's already attached, because that's where you get those lines. So you either get a line because you've pulled the paper up from where it was already attached, or because you've laid down too much product. So you guys will notice I always unload my brush first, and then I go in and put product down close to where I have to continue decoupaging, just to make sure that I have good coverage. And I always look at everything from the side to make sure that not only do I have product everywhere, but that I have an even amount of product everywhere, which isn't as important when you're doing the traditional method like we're doing now. But if you're going to be doing the iron-on method, it is actually super important that your the amount of product that you put down is consistent. Usually if it gets really humid or hot or something, you can experience bubbles with the iron-on method, and usually it's because there's a spot that didn't have as much product as it needed to have to begin with. But when you decoupage regular, that's not an issue. And you guys see this wrinkle that's forming right here? That's a really good indicator that I need to spritz my paper again, because what's happening is this paper is shrinking. And so I'm just going to mist it again and keep on decoupaging.
Nancy Avalos says, what is the name on Whatnot that you are using?
Roycycled. I'm Roycycled everywhere, you guys. All the places. Roycycled 15 is my username on Whatnot. And I'm not really worried about this bleed through because I'm making an industrial project. So if it bleeds through, we're just going to call it character. It'll be fine. And I hope I can part with this project because I really like it. I have another one that we did. We stained the top, but I'm going to be decoupaging the bottom of it so that it has like a peekaboo. You know, nothing like a good peekaboo moment. But I'll probably use like the mechanics decoupage paper for that one. And everyone keeps asking about new decoupage designs. We do have them coming soon. And there is a new industrial design in there that I'm excited about. I hope you guys will like it.
Becky Head asks, did you say what you will be selling on Whatnot?
We will be selling vintage finds, stuff that I've made out of a scrap wood pile. We'll be selling whatnots. And then maybe even, I don't know, I gotta check with my retailers and see if they're interested first, because I have papers that are designs that haven't been available for years at this point that I still have in my stash. But I want to give my retailers an opportunity to buy them first. But if I still have some left over, I might do like some, what do we call them, baby? Like grab bags,
Grab
maybe,
bags,
kind
yeah.
of deal, with retired designs that aren't available anymore. When you're doing a project like this, you want to be really careful that you don't put any decoupage medium where you don't want your paper to stick. So I did that right here. I got a little bit of medium right here. So I'm going to dress it while everything is still wet. So I lifted that paper up and wiped that off. If it does happen, it's not a huge deal. You can just sand it off.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was loud on the microphone. I apologize. I could not get to the mute fast enough.
I'm sorry. Put a layer, and because this is a tabletop, you guys, I'm going to do 3 layers. Now, sometimes when people hear 3 layers, they want to go right over the paper with 3 wet layers. When you do that, you're not really putting additional layers. You're just moving around the same product that was already on there. You really want to lay down a layer and let it dry, and then go back over it with another layer and let that layer dry, and so on and so forth. That way you end up with 3 layers of protection. And in addition, and I don't know if this like adds to the strength or not, I feel like it does in my holy imagination. I am going to go across this way for my first layer. When I do my next layer, I'm going to go across this way. And then after that one dries, I'm going to do the next one in the opposite direction.
Robin Talaski asks, new holiday designs?
Yes, new holiday designs. I'm super excited. I mean, I'm excited about all the designs, but I cannot tell a lie. I always have my favorites. One of the Christmas designs, I'm excited to see how you guys are going to like it, because I like it a lot. It's super fun. And it's so me and it's so Christmas at the same time, which is kind of hard to do. Darling, can you set this somewhere for me where it won't get jacked while it dries? I don't know where. I probably should have set up a place beforehand. You can set it on that other stool back there. It should be okay. There's just some stencils on there, but they shouldn't get in the way of that. You got it? Thank you, babe. You see it? You can actually walk through my shed. Did you notice?
I did. I can't breathe in your shed, but I can walk through.
Oh, I know, because I sprayed my wood. Sorry, babe. So,
yeah, 6 of one, half dozen the other.
And I let you take that before I made sure which direction I need. But, I mean, it was facing this way, so I'm going to assume. So this is the piece I had left over from the one that was on the board. So I'm going to kind of continue it so that when it's open, it looks like it's like, it won't be perfect, but it'll be close to continuing.
Kathleen Hoovis asks, will you do a light sand between the layers?
I don't. And I think it's because I use satin and matte, and so it's not as much of an issue. Because I'm probably going to do 3 layers of satin and then do a layer of, if I wanted if I was working on a piece of furniture and I wanted a super smooth finish, I would sand in between the layers. But because of my style and how, my pieces look, I don't do that.
Mary Beth Martin asks, how many new papers?
A lot. There's 9. David's wincing over there. I gotta go see how I laid this paper out, so I can know how to do the next one. Because I want my edges to match. Okay, I see what I did. Good job, Royce.
Uh-huh.
Well, because I was going to say, why would I not do it right from the top? And I did. I just lined it up from the top because that'd be super hard to line up um, if I started like in the middle of the paper, right? So I just started from the top right here. I probably should have that one here so I can make sure they're lining up, but it's going to be okay. And even though I don't have a lot of overhang, I'm still going to trim it. The reason that I trim it close is because what happens is the paper that you're working on is wet, and so it's stretching, and these pieces that are laying on the side are dry and they're not stretching, and so you end up with these weird tension on your paper that actually causes wrinkles. So I like to trim mine pretty close. That way I can just spray everything and decoupage it all at the same time. And I'm less likely to get those weird tension marks that inevitably cause me to have wrinkles.
Chris Schmidt, 9 papers, doing my happy dance.
I know, I didn't want to do that many, but I couldn't make up my mind about some things because we have several holiday designs, but then I feel like last year I only did just a one release, and so I feel like we have holes in our collections, and so some of the designs are just kind of filling in places where I think there's like missing stuff. So we landed at 9, which is more than I wanted, I'll be honest with you. But so I'm just misting that. And I'm going to take a few minutes just to kind of, let my paper relax and spread it out. Make sure I'm lined up correctly. And so even though I'm doing a larger project, you guys can see that my process is still basically the same, right? Even when I'm doing than it is when I do smaller projects. A lot of times I see furniture artists that, I guess if you have a huge piece of furniture, you have to decoupage with it standing up. But like if I have something that's small enough for me to flip it over, I'm flipping it over because I don't want to fight with it. I don't want to fight with the paper. Another tip when you're decoupaging in sections like this is to make sure that you're ending in a fairly straight line. From when you leave off. If I end this and I have over here, then down here, then up there, when I go to flip my paper back, it's going to be really hard for me to get product evenly on my surface because I'm not going to be able to get to everything. And when we're misting the paper, I've learned that you want to put a little bit extra product on there because the paper is full of water, so it doesn't just absorb the product as readily as it does when it's not wet. But you still don't want to put too much because too much product can cause you to tear your paper. And if I were doing this, I'll be honest with you guys, if I were doing this project by myself, I would have these two pieces of wood by each other while I'm doing this, but I don't have enough room on this little table for all that. So we're going to pray for the best, y'all, that it lines up fairly well. The good thing about this pattern, though, if it doesn't, it won't be horrible. You okay, baby?
Yeah.
Did you bring some water?
I just finished my drinks.
You want some of my water?
No, I'm good, thanks.
The kids were harassing David because they don't see him eat any vegetables. No vegetables, no water. No, you drink some water, just not a lot.
I drink a lot of water. Did all day.
You call a lot of water, like 2 bottles.
What?
What's a lot of water?
Well, I got that big giant refillable that I've been using.
Oh, so you're drinking that whole thing?
Yeah, I usually fill that up first in the morning for my show, and I finish it at my show.
Okay.
because I'm always talking, so I'm always drinking. And then I'll fill it two more times during the day.
Mm. If you feel your paper starting to have any kind of tension, you just need to mist it just a little bit and it'll lay back down. I was hoping we had time for the jury box tonight, but that's just not going to happen. It's already 6:08.
No, it is not, because it is 6:08.
That's what I just said, babe. So I'm going to just put this right here. And I want to show you guys. So let's see if I can let you guys see. This one does have some ripples in it on this side. I don't know if you guys can see those. You see those ripples right there? But I'm not worried about it because I know when the paper dries that those are going to go away. And some of that might be the texture of the wood underneath too. Actually, I think that's what that is. And I didn't sand that one. So if you're going to sand off any paint where you don't want it, it's best to do it before you go in with the clear coat, because you don't want to seal it first, especially with the chalk style paint. It's so much easier if you do it before you seal it. Although I'm probably going to paint black on these edges anyways, but...
Yeah, Clean Hoovis, my husband started doing the gallon of water a day to help with weight loss. First week, he was running to the bathroom every minute.
Yeah, at first, your bladder has to, your body has to get used to it. When we went to Colorado in October, Sherry Bernhardt made us these cups. So I try to drink like at least 2 of these every day, and then of course my tea that I drink twice a day. My lemon ginger tea. So for this one, we're going to start off with a new sheet of paper. And I know it was this piece because I remember. And this is going to be this way. And I'm cheap and stingy, so I'm going to cut this really close. So I will have plenty of paper for a different project. And I still have all this to use on something smaller. I like this paper too because if I'm doing something, a smaller project, then I have like a whole crate that I can use. Are there any questions, babe? Oh, I wanted to talk about something. Did I tell you guys that me and Lexi are going to be live? Did I talk about that already? So Lexi and I are going to be live together on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesday at 1 p.m. So I hope you guys will join us. You guys can bring questions. It can be questions about the Stencil Lab. That's fine. Or it could just be general questions. We had some general questions last year, which were actually fun. So if you have burning questions that you've been wanting to ask, either me and or Lexi, you can bring them to the chat on Wednesday at 1 p.m. There is an event on the page. So if you guys wanted to RSVP for that, you can.
Answer your question, no.
No questions?
No.
Am I boring you guys tonight? Sorry. They're like, oh, she's just decoupaging. We never decoupage furniture together, so I thought it would be cool to do this project together. Even though my process is literally just the same. But I get a lot of questions from people saying, you know, how do you decoupage furniture? It's the same. You're just doing it larger. So I guess there are some considerations, but because it is a larger scale. But I think the number one mistake that I see furniture artists making is they want to lay down product on the whole surface and try to lay down the whole paper at the same time. and that can be challenging to manage, you know, all that paper at the same time. So if you do it a little bit at a time, it makes it a lot easier. Are you watching something else, baby?
I might be looking at other things.
See? Y'all see how he is? Just
Joan
abandons
Volkman,
me.
that's funny about being excited to be able to walk in your studio. For a brief moment, I was excited after I pulled everything out of my van, but then I went to an estate sale and filled it up again.
But you probably got some really cool stuff though, right?
Just for the record, we had to take my car to grocery shop today because my car has room.
In my defense, 2 of the things in the back are for DeMar. They're
Yeah.
big things. He's like, yeah, no, you can't get away with that. I know, I have stuff. I have bags of stuff in the back of my car from my last couple of trips to the thrift store. But I can't start new projects, so that's why, babe. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And another thing is, you guys see that I'm doing a larger project, so I'm using a larger paintbrush. I really do think it helps you get a nice even coat of product if you use the appropriate size brush. And this is why I love my 18-pound, because even though I had to lift that back up, the paper is strong enough to endure that. I'm not saying that it's like super strong. It will tear. But if you're super careful, you do still have a little bit of room to be able to manipulate your paper. Did I top coat that last section? I don't think I did. I'm going to go back and do that. And did we talk about the Stencil Lab course? Did we talk about that already?
We did. Hashtag Stencil Lab, one word, 2 L's.
And I'll put it up here for my YouTube folks too. There's a QR code. And you guys, if you click through, you're not like buying the class. You can just go and find out a little bit more. Lexi and we recognize that the stencils designed for Roycycled are different than other stencils. And so we felt like we wanted to do a class to kind of help our customers and our retailers, right? In using them. And so that was the kind of where the idea to have the class was. And right away, our people wanted us to do a 102, but I just did not have the bandwidth right away. So we're just now getting back to doing the Stencil Lab 102 class.
Lee says she's cleaning, organizing her studio. She's giving things that she's not going to use to the thrift store.
I do that too, Flea, and sometimes I go buy it back.
Or you could
Not on purpose.
Or you could whatnot it.
Oh, I know, huh? We're gonna whatnot some stuff.
Plus, like, I forgot who said it. It was Elisa Tomzak. Not everybody has a thrift store nearby.
Yeah, or has access to even, I mean, we take it for granted. We have good stuff here. Because I hear somebody like, I never find stuff like that at my thrift store. you know, so I think it depends.
Robin Teleski says she has some of your stencils, but she's been too nervous to try.
No, don't be nervous, Robin. They're super fun. One of my favorite ones is the Collage one because you can do all kinds of stuff with it. And I need to do some full YouTube videos. I think the ones I have are all like shorts.
Well, Cheryl M is finishing the top of an antique sewing machine cabinet.
Ooh.
Here at 618, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna dry this one and then we'll trim it together because I know we have some new folks on. So we're gonna dry this. I wonder if the first one's probably not dry because it's bigger. So it's easier for me to force this one to dry because it's a smaller piece. And I know that I should not be happy with my own designs, but you guys, I love this design so much. And I'm sorry if you guys see it. This is the second week in a row. Well, we weren't here last week, so this is the second time you guys have seen this paper. I won't use it next week. I don't think. Maybe. We'll see. I don't think I want to use it next week. Did I use it before next week? I don't think I did, huh?
The week before you did.
Yeah, but I don't think I used it before that. I did a reel, but I don't think I've done any lives.
Kathleen Hoover says, whenever I make an unplanned action in my work, I hear your voice, Royce. It's okay.
It's okay. Sometimes we make the best discoveries when we get lost in our work and we kind of go off plan a little bit. For me, it happens a lot. And I have found, I'm going to do 3 coats of sealer over the top of this. And then I'm going to paint the edges black. And I'll go back over with some dark wax just to add some more depth to this. I'm really loving that look. The wax kind of lays in there inconsistently and gives it even more grunge than the paper. And I think the texture that I'm seeing is actually the wood. It's not the paper. Which is going to be beautiful because when I go in with the wax, it'll get caught in those spaces. So for anyone who's new watching, you guys will notice that I didn't trim this perfectly. It's because I'd rather trim it after it's dry. And I'm going to use a sanding block. I like to use like a 220. You can use a 180, but it might score your paper a little bit. I feel like a 220 is really good. A 300 means a whole lot of work. But you can just run your paper right over that edge and it'll trim your decoupage perfectly. And you guys will notice that I'm only going down. You can go side to side, but I just always feel like I'm more likely to like pull the paper or tear the paper. So I just go straight down, concentrating on the edge where I'm trying to trim from. And you guys can see where I got some product where I didn't want it, so I'm gonna have to sand that paper off. I mean, it's not the end of the world, it's just something else I have to do now, right? I had to sand, but you see how easy it came up though, so it wasn't horrible. My paper isn't completely dry, but it's dry enough. Let's see, what time is it, babe? I'll paint the edge of this and then we'll go.
6:22.
Okay. So it's adhering to the edge a little bit, so I was just pulling it up the best I could now because it's going to be easier too to pull it up when there's a lot of paper rather than try to scrape it off in a few minutes. And I got white on here because this is the one I didn't sand. I better be careful. This is moist and I'm like leaning on it. I'm going to paint this black anyways. But I don't want to have to put like an extra coat of black because I have that white there. And if anybody came in late, these pieces are going to go on an old typewriter table. It's the first one right by the chair. These are going to go on that table. So we've already painted the base black, and then this will go on top. The second one was an old piece of wood off of the side of some pews, but they were like pews from the 80s. So the wood on the back of the seat was particle board, but the wood on the side was solid wood. So we were able to take that big old chunk as one piece of solid wood. It's gorgeous. The base is rusty, but we just clear coated it and left the rust. And then there's a third one back there that you can't see. And we just sanded and stained that top because it was in good shape. But the bottom, I'm going to decoupage. So just in case you guys, if somebody came in late and they're wondering, what on earth is Royce doing? That is what I am doing. So I'm going to go around and paint these edges with some black, with some almost black, not like jet black. And then I'll still have to do 2 more coats on the top of these. And if you have a tabletop that you feel like is going to get a lot of action and you're really worried about it, you can go over it with some resin, right? Like just brush on a thin coat of resin. Just make sure you tape underneath your piece. Because like if I was going to do resin on this, I would want the resin to go over the edges too. So I would make sure and tape underneath so that the resin wouldn't get stuck on there. But let's do a dark edge really quickly, babe, and then we can go. I see you giving me the side eye over there.
Oh, you're good.
I really don't want to use black. I want to use like carbon. Because all of these images are like vintagey, I don't feel like any of them are like jet black, so I don't want my edges to be jet black. So I'm going to use carbon. This is a color from Wise Owl, and it's almost black. It's like a really dark
I'm going to chime
gray.
in on this one.
Okay.
Is it Avo or Avo? I'm not sure which. AVO.
Oh, she just applied to be a retailer.
Yes. Goldsmith Chester. Twisted Sisters Creation.
Okay.
I love all your projects. I wish I had the support of my husband like yours. That's awesome. Look, here's the deal. I need her to be a millionaire.
Oh my gosh, why'd you even get him started, girl?
I got plans for that money.
He wants me to be his sugar mama.
That's right. Just tell your husband, hey, you want a little bit? You want a little taste? You got to pony up. and what he has to offer is support. That's the cash.
Now, y'all don't, David fusses. Don't think he doesn't.
This is transactional.
He fusses about my stuff, and then we travel. He's like, did you want to go to the thrift store? I'm like, you got to pick your side, man. You can't be on both sides.
I do not. Look, here's what I fuss about. I fuss about our living room.
Yes.
Because I would like to have a little bit of space.
Yes.
Especially when our grandson comes over. Because he has to sit between us.
I know.
He has no choice in his mind.
Or sitting anywhere else.
When the couch is filled,
the one cushion's...
it's challenging.
Okay. It's just the one seat that's filled, which I'm not going to sit on anyways.
Yeah, but it'd be nice if we had it for guests.
Okay.
Or any of the chairs for guests would be nice. And the other thing I fuss about, I fuss about 2 more things. The island in the kitchen.
Yes.
Because that's where the toaster oven is. Sometimes can't get to it. As it is, I'm reaching over a lot of stuff to get to the toaster oven. Luckily, I'm tall and I have a large wingspan. And the car. Those are the things I fuss about. Yeah, the rest, you can fill up all your storages, the backyard, the shop here. I'm cool with all of it.
Isn't that going to look nice with the dark edge on there? I think that looks really nice. I'm ignoring you now.
I figured. It's okay. In my head right now, I have the Beatles' Real Love playing.
Not like Mary J. Blige's Real Love, but the Beatles' Real Love.
Yeah, the one that they did for Anthology. They used one of John Lennon's demos.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said Real Love, and all I heard was Real Love. I'm searching for real love. That one. Someone to make my heart beat. No?
I know it. Somebody used AI on the song and cleaned up the vocals because when Anthology was done, the technology was better, but it wasn't like today's technology.
Oh, look at that, you guys. I glued that whole edge right there. Dag nabbit.
So they cleaned it up and they made it a little 60s-ish.
Oh, that's the new one that came out that people were saying made them cry?
No.
Oh, what was that one?
I can't remember the name of that because I got to be honest, I heard it and I went, okay.
Meh.
It wasn't as great as it could have been, but I don't think anything could have.
Yeah.
But I remember when Anthology came out, it was cool. But still, I just heard it. Now it's in my head.
So that's how you handle it, you guys, if you glue something where you don't want it. You can just sand it off. It'll come off.
Lee says David is spilling the tea.
I know. People on TikTok are like, I want to see your house. I bet it's gorgeous. I'm like, girl, no. It is when it's clean, but...
Avo Chester. That's funny, but so true. I'm excited you all work together, do a great job. He needs to build you a cute she shed. First of all, she has one. And B, David don't build.
So I bought like one of those ready-made sheds, and then we finished the inside. We insulated it, finished the inside. So that's where we are every Sunday, is we're in my little she shed in our backyard. This she shed, by the way, the promise that came with it was that I would not craft in the house anymore.
Cheryl M., we had a 5-hour drive to Sacramento for a work trip. My husband mapped out every Goodwill on the way.
Ooh.
I'll do that with a comic shop.
Yes.
Lisa Vansel, I've seen David folding papers to be shipped out. He helps.
He does. I'm just harassing him. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing this Saturday, because we'll have restocks coming in. So
we will be folding.
We will be folding paper.
Amy Waters, will you be retiring some papers when you release the 9 new ones?
Not this round. I retired like 40 papers just recently, like a big list. And so, I don't think I have to retire any. A lot of the big retirement was because we changed our business model, and space is an issue. So I just retired a bunch of papers. So I don't think we'll be retiring anything this time around.
Lisa Vansel says, hopefully not before I can add them to my stash. Karen Moyer, sounds like a new hashtag. David don't build. That's right.
Hashtag David don't build. So, I mean, that's just kind of a sneak peek of my tabletop. I think it's going to be so, like, perfect for that typing table. You guys have things that you pick up all the time. Like, if I see one of those typing tables, there's like an 80% chance I'm going to buy it. I just think they make really cool side tables. And if someone has like a small apartment or a small space, they can put the sides down, and then they can put it up when they want to use it. And it's also really good for workshops. Like if you have a workspace, I think they're really good for those. And I think that's all we have today, baby. Unless you can think of anything else.
Well, again,
Hey, Jen.
Stencil Lab.
Thank you, Corrine. I'm glad you enjoyed the class. The crafting in color class, you guys, I know we all work with color every day, but I honestly, when I got a better understanding of color theory, it made a big difference. I am in some of the furniture groups and I'm watching them, and a lot of people struggle with like blending their decoupage paper, but honestly, I think what they're struggling with is being able to match the color of the paint with the paper. But if you understand how to tweak the colors that you have, then you're going to be better able to do that, and it's going to make a big difference in your ability to be able to like blend your decoupage paper in when your paper is not big enough for your whole, surface.
Anyway, the Stencil Lab, hashtag Stencil Lab. It's hashtag
Oh, Cindy.
Stencil Lab, all one word. There's
Yes.
no spaces. STENCILLAB, 2 L's. We debated. You debated.
I
one
did,
L or
because
two.
Stencil Lab, but it's Stencil Lab, but it's all one word though.
And you get the information because it's not ready to go yet,
Yes.
but you'll be ready when it is.
No, it's ready to go.
Well,
the
you're not
Stencil
doing
Lab.
it yet. When
Oh no, the Stencil Lab is the 31st.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is the information about it,
Yes.
how you can sign up and all that.
And then if some of you haven't had an opportunity to get the guide, we made the guide last year, but it's a guide on different ways for you to layer your decoupage, whether you're layering it with stencils, layering it with transfers. Like, we go over so many different things in the guide. And if you put hashtag guide, so hashtag GUIDE, you can get your free Roycycled guide to layering your decoupage so that you're able to create custom designs like exactly the way you want them. But I think that's it, unless anybody had any other questions.
You have another
Thank
hashtag
you,
up there.
Vicky.
Do you want to say it or?
Well, nobody asked about the membership. I was just going to put it in case somebody asked about the membership. I do have a membership where we meet regularly. We meet via Zoom 3 times a month. And there's 2 tutorials that are posted every month. And then on the months where we have like an extra Friday, we do, this is new. I think next month is our first Friday. Finish It Friday. I'm on a theme, you guys. A Finish It Friday where we kind of have a co-working session in Zoom where we work, which is what happens on our Zoom calls because everyone's crafting.
Now that's
but
not
we're
at the
talking.
same time as your.
No,
Whatnot.
that's during the day.
That's
It'll
during
be
the
during the
day,
day.
so-
The Whatnot will be in the evening. Yeah. So
Well,
I know
I'm
that's
just
going to be a
seeing-
long day.
Is that what the?
The hashtag besties. So if you're interested in the group, you want to learn more, you can put hashtag besties. And then if you're on YouTube, then I have a QR code. And if you click the QR code, you guys, it doesn't mean that you're committing to like signing up for the membership. It just gives you a little bit more information about the membership and what it is. Oh, good, Shane. I think you're going to enjoy the Stencil Lab class. It's funny. You guys know how, like, when you think about something, it's been 1.5 years since we did the last Stencil Lab course. And so I was going through the group to pull out, like, testimonials of what people had to say about the course. And I forgot how funny it was. Like, just going through everybody's comments and stuff and remembering, like, legitimately how much everyone enjoyed Stencil Lab one-on-one. I don't know if we have anyone here who took the first Stencil Lab course, but like everyone who took it was like begging us to do a 102. I just didn't have time until now. So, and we have new stencils coming out. So I'm I'm really excited about these stencils. I did a project yesterday. I'm way too proud of it, but it was super easy and it's so perfect. And one of the stencils is something that you guys asked for last year. So
I was going to say something and I cannot recall.
you were going to say something?
Yeah. So it's the membership is hashtag besties.
Mm-hmm.
BESTIES.
Yes.
That's just information on it. It's not a commitment.
Yeah.
Hashtag Stencil Lab. STENCILLAB.
Yes.
All of these are. Both of those are just information.
Just information. And really quickly, you guys, if you are Roycycled, if you're an active Roycycled retailer, do not sign up for the Stencil class, because you guys will be getting access to it for free.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah. So don't worry about signing up or getting a coupon code. We're just going to send you, as long as you guys are signed up, you should be in the system under the Roycycled retailer system, then you'll get extended the class for free. So don't sign up. If you are a Roycycled bestie, we do have, it's going to be 20% off for you guys for the course. So don't sign up yet. I just can't, I'm going to see if Brenda can just extend the offer to you guys at the special price. rather than doing coupon code. So that's why we haven't sent it to you guys yet. So if you are a bestie already, don't sign up for the course yet because we do have a 20% off for you guys. And if you are a retailer, an active retailer, you do have access to the class for free.
Oh, that asks the question. So if I sign up for the membership right now, will that get me the 20% discount?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, all Roycycled besties. And honestly, the discounts for my courses will be more. It's just that for this one, we're like, it's a co-teaching. And so I can't discount Lexi's half. I was only able to discount my half.
Okay, so we have a couple questions. Lisa Vance Hill, when will the new stencils release?
They will release on Friday, Lisa. So you guys will get to see the new stencils on Friday.
Wait, is that the retailers get to see them?
No, that's the public.
Oh, the retailers already have seen them.
Yes, the retailers have already seen the stencils,
okay,
and they've already ordered. Their orders I'll be shipping out.
That's what I want to double check.
Yeah, I'll be shipping out the stencils for the retailers in the next 3 days because there's a lot of orders. And then we'll be launching to the public on Friday, and then the class is on Wednesday. So you guys will have an opportunity to order your stencils. We talked about this earlier. So you guys will have an opportunity to order your stencils before the class, but you guys, it's going to be a 3-hour class. And so I don't think that you're going to be able to do 4 projects in the 3 hours with Lexi and I. So I encourage you guys to come, hang out, bring your beverage, watch. You guys will have access to the replays for 30 days. We will be breaking the replays down. So there's 4 projects. And so when you go on your dashboard, each project will be broken out separately. So you won't have to watch like a 3-hour video for the replay. It'll be broken down for you. And my online business manager is serious about not having a video be longer than 20 minutes. So she will probably break down each project into at least 2 videos. And I say all that to say, it's not like you're going to have to go and watch a 3-hour replay. It's going to be broken down into sections. If you upgrade to VIP, you'll also get the workbook. You'll have access to the class for the year, and it will include a group Q&A call with Lexi and I as well.
And Shane Sellers asks, will you be using the new stencils or older ones, and older ones? I need to know which ones to buy.
We'll be using I think for our projects, we'll be using all new stencils. That's my answer today. We may incorporate an older stencil, but primarily we'll be using all the new stencils for this class. We want to give you guys really good ideas. I am so excited about my 2 ideas. And I am so excited about what Lexi's doing for her 2 ideas. So we'll be showing you guys the new stencils and project inspiration for those. And then of course we'll continue to do stuff too, but the class is super detailed.
I'm smiling because I'm looking at you on the screen. I don't normally look at you on the screen. Oh. I look at the comments.
Am I shiny?
Nature is playing havoc with you right now. You
what?
are, I believe the phrase is glowing.
And I told you.
I know.
When I came on, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
It
I'm
wasn't.
like, oh,
it's
no.
It's.
I know.
I'm guessing the internal furnace got turned up?
No, actually, it's so when I started, I said it's the sunblock I used. I used my stick.
Gotcha.
And it's like different instead of the cream. I'm running out of my dewdrops, baby. I need to order some more.
Oh, okay. Chris Schmidt, you can't work while watching Royce and Lexi. Much too entertaining. Just watch.
Yeah, watch, have a good time. The lessons are going to be inside of Zoom. So we're going to have, and so you guys, for those of you who took it last year, it's going to be a little bit different because I have help on the back end. So we had some technical things happen last year. And one of the benefits is we're going to have Brenda. She's going to be there monitoring all the comments, much the way that you do. Oh. And so if you have questions during the class, we usually parking lot the questions until the end of each project so that when we go back in to do the replay and you're watching the replay, you don't have to kind of sit through a whole lot of chit chat. But we have fun though.
Cheryl M. asks a good question, something to think about going forward.
Okay.
Because I know the answer right now. Is there a way to sign up for one membership that includes everything you offer? Right now, no. I mean, you get discounts if you're a member in the Besties. You get other information, other things. But right now, no. But that's maybe something to think about, like an all-in-one.
Yeah, I think So like,
That'll
if
give
this
you-
would have been just my class, the besties would have got 50% off.
Right.
But
yeah,
because I'm
it's
sharing
Lexi.
with Lexi, I'm not doing that much. So you do get a deep discount on any new classes. But no, I'll think about that. That is something to think about.
That is something to think about.
Because my catalog is pretty big at this point.
Yeah, and all in one, you can access all the existings, any new courses this year. But that would be pricey.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't do it. And inside the membership, you have, so if you come into, we've been doing the membership since February. So if you come in now, like all of the trainings we've done since February are in there and they're on the dashboard. So in the membership, you do have access to a large catalog of trainings that we've done. It just won't include the standalone classes.
Standalone classes. If you were part of the beta group, the first group in the membership, you get referral cash.
Yeah, if no one signed up, but if you refer somebody and they stay in the membership, then
You get money.
thank you, Joanne.
You get money for every month they stay in.
Yes. So if you get 5 people, you get, well, for the
For the original.
originals, if they got 5 people, then it would literally pay for their membership every
Right.
month. Yeah.
So theoretically, the more people you refer, the more you could pay for the other things.
Yeah.
And are you going to do a referral for the membership going forward?
I don't know.
Or not
we'll
yet?
see. Not
That's-
yet.
that's
We
a-
got because there's stuff on the back end we have to kind of work out.
So that's
And
a
so
still
it's
work
in beta.
progress.
But I do offer like a bundle, a class bundle. You guys look out. I mean, I know we're not to Black Friday yet, but I do offer a bundle during Black Friday for my courses.
Yeah. So Cheryl, good question. That's
Yes.
I just wanted to bring it up
It
because
is. It's a good
you're
question.
going to make us think.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's it, unless you had anything else.
Oh, Cindy Crowder says I'm going to be on vacation for a month. We'll miss the stencil. Again, you can sign up for it. You get 30 days.
Yeah, and it won't be, so in the past, you guys, I've streamed my courses inside of a Facebook group, and you got like access to the 30 days in there, but I'm really trying to pull myself off of Facebook. I just have too many friends who've lost access to their pages, you know, things that happen, and so for
Heck, I
this,
lost Facebook for about almost a week,
yeah,
all because somebody tried to give me extra access,
I know, right?
and it went screwy.
So for this Stencil Lab course, this will be the first time that you guys will have access on the dashboard for 30 days. So you can sign in from anywhere and you can watch the videos on your dashboard.
But I bring that up because, Cindy, even though you'll be on vacation, you can sign up after the fact once it's set up.
Yes, you can sign up for an Evergreen. It's always less expensive when it's live though.
Yeah, but it'll be there for you.
Yeah, or you can sign up now and have access for 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she said she's going to be on vacation for about a month.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So-
Yeah. And you can upgrade too to VIP and you'll have access for a year. And then the VIPs get the workbook, of course, and the Zoom call with Lexi and I live.
Yep.
And we usually try to schedule the Zoom call about 2 weeks after the class is over. That way you guys have time to implement, and then if you have any questions, you can bring them. Or if you just want to come hang out, because some people come with questions, some people just come hang out. Either one is fine.
Lisa Vansel says, chairs slip, people freeze, giggles galore.
What? Oh my
was-
gosh, you mean benches, Lisa? Sorry.
Last year's.
Yes,
course.
at Carmen's. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought she was talking about her at Carmen's.
No, she's talking about you guys because apparently Lexi kept freezing up last year.
Yes, Lexi. She even made a shirt. I was going through the class and I saw that shirt. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, I fell. That was during the texture course that I fell. My husband laughed at me, like hysterically, you guys. He laughed when I told him that I fell. Luckily, I was just a little circle, so it wasn't that bad.
So funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Elisa, it's going to be Friday. So we're going to do the next 4 Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you go to Whatnot and you follow me, you should see this show there and you can bookmark it so that way you'll get an alert.
What question are you looking at?
I don't know. Elisa asks, when is your show on Whatnot? And sometimes I get old comments.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. I work hard. I love my workbook too. I'm a little partial to it.
Yeah,
I try to build something that's
'cause
going
that's
to be
what
useful.
I saw. I'm looking at him going, nobody's asking about the whatnot.
Oh, it may be an old question.
Yeah.
Hey, Jenny.
Oh, Jenny Marmion just, Our granddaughter is adorable. Yes, she is.
Yes.
It'd be nice if she'd look at Grandpa, but she hasn't done that yet. That's all right.
Is the CIP for the particular class?
She meant VIP.
Oh, yeah, the VIP is specific for the Stencil Lab. I believe you can still upgrade, Shane. I will double check with my OBM because she does all the programming, but we'll make sure and include that information for you guys inside of the Facebook group too.
And thank you, Jenny. Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations
Thank you.
to us because we did all the work on that granddaughter. So we deserve all the congratulations. She is adorable.
She is. She's a cutie pie.
Grandpa got her first Barbie. I had to. I ate. When DeMar was about the same age, I got him his first superhero.
You did.
And he does not care for them.
Grandma's buying bottle warmers and Grandpa's buying Barbies.
And I got her first Barbie. That's all I'm saying. Although I saw one that I should have gotten her today. But it's like, well, I already got the first one. There's no way around it.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, you guys know there isn't anything that I've done here today that you guys cannot absolutely do yourself. You guys can do this. You can do it today. You guys have a blessed week. And Lord willing, we'll see you next Sunday. Or if you're on Whatnot, we'll see you on Friday. Or if you're a member, I'll see you guys Tuesday morning.